Hello, this is Lacquerography, and thank you so much for joining me today for my very first haul video. This haul is from indie maker Inspired Scents, and they don't just make polish, they also make some really incredible hand and nail care items. Actually, how I first came to know about Inspired Scents was through polish pickup, and actually this is a backup item that I picked up from them because I loved their Ichabod's nail salve so much from back in September of 2022 that when I saw it offered again this Halloween season, I picked this one up as well. Just such a really light but lovely fall scent to this one, and the nail salve itself was so soothing and very effective. Then when I took the time to research the brand a little bit further, I found out that they were an indie maker located in Canada, not too far where I'm located here in the province of Ontario, which is my home province. Inspired Scents is based in Brighton, Ontario, Canada, and they are an indie maker that is vegan and cruelty-free, and they are also 10-free. This company sells their products locally through local Ontario stores, as well as craft shows and outdoor markets, but also they have a really incredible Etsy site. And it was through their Etsy site that I picked up all of these items here. And actually I picked them up a couple of months ago. It was at the end of December. Here in Canada, we often have Boxing Day sales. And so I picked up all these items, this 7-piece collection, plus some hand and nail care items, plus an additional 7 polishes, just little samplings from throughout their catalog. Anyway, I picked those all up through their Etsy website on sale, and so I have a lot to share with you here today. Before I share all these incredible polishes with you, I should mention a little bit about the polishes and also the company itself. So Inspired Scents is a line of all natural products for hands, cuticles, and feet, using all the finest natural ingredients and essential oils. It says that their polish is made in small batches and slight variations may occur with each new batch mixed. This company is also certified cruelty-free by the internationally recognized Leaping Bunny program. They do not use any ingredients that are tested on animals. All the formulations are tested on the makers, and they source their ingredients from responsible, sustainable, ethically farmed practices. Their products are 100% natural and lovingly handcrafted in small batches for optimal freshness. And as I said earlier, they are 10 free nail polishes and bases. They avoid the ingredients deemed toxic. And on the website, there's the full list of what those 10 ingredients are. So let's take a close look at these first 7 polishes, which are all from the classic Winter Pearl collection, and then we'll dive into 7 additional polishes. I picked ones that caught my eye from throughout the rest of the range of their catalog in an attempt to try out as many different types of finishes and colors as I could. First up are the 7 polishes from the classic Winter Pearl collection. This first polish up is called Winter Rose. Winter Rose is described as a beautiful, frosted, soft rose pearl polish. And in fact, this is the polish that I'm wearing on my fingernails right now. And I'm wearing it right now in just 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And this polish was so just easy and smooth to apply. I would almost describe this finish as almost like satiny or silky. Like it really did have that appearance of just the smoothest, silkiest fabric as I was putting it on the nails. Just a real pleasure to paint. So here is Winter Rose on my swatch wheel. All of these are swatched out in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And here it is here against my skin tone. It is a little bit redundant because I'm wearing it right now, but just such a lovely finish. And actually, I think you can see quite well here. I mean, you really don't see any evidence of brush strokes, even though this is a collection that's described as the Winter Pearl collection. I have to admit, growing up, pearl finished polishes were probably the polish finishes that I had most access to, and I can vividly remember the brush strokes that came along with that. It didn't bother me then. It certainly doesn't bother me now either. I do find it quite nostalgic, and I don't mind that look. But these are just so smooth and self-leveling, and I can't even say enough really about the experience of swatching them, not just on the swatch wheel, but actually on my own nails too. Just so glossy and shimmery and just flawless, really. So this first polish is Winter Rose. This next one up is called Champagne Toast. Champagne Toast is described as a beautiful frosted rose coffee, and it is a little bit deeper towards that more brown range than the previous one. Here it is on the swatch wheel, and you can see it does have a bit of a deeper, more brown tone than the previous one. And here is Champagne Toast against my skin tone. I'm actually very much looking forward to wearing this one now. I mean, right now when I'm filming this, it is pretty early in March, and we're experiencing a lot of this type of color around in nature with all the thaw starting to happen. Still a lot of cold days, but the thaw is starting to sink in. It's starting to get a few new shoots starting to come up for some of the first spring flowers. So I think this is a color that I'm gonna maybe try to get on my nails sooner rather than later. So this beautiful brown is called Champagne Toast. This next one up is called Magical Frosted Forest. Just such a lovely looking spring green. This one is described as a beautiful frosted green gold. It has such a lovely freshness to it. Here this one is swatched on my swatch wheel. And here it is against my skin tone. I can see myself wearing this one this spring as well. It's just such a lovely pastel. Again, so flawless in its finish. It has a little bit of a pale green sea glass look to me. Just a really stunning color and finish on this one. Again, in 2 coats with a glossy top coat here. So this one is Magical Frosted Forest. This next one up is called Nordic Nights. This one is described as a beautiful frosted winter blue. My eye is maybe picking up a little bit of a teal lean to it. I seem to be picking up a little bit of an aqua to turquoise kind of look, but I'm looking forward to holding it up to my skin tone just now and seeing how it looks on the swatch wheel. Here is that one on the swatch wheel, definitely a little bit deeper than the previous one and more blue. And here it is against my skin tone. It is appearing on against my skin tone. I'm finding that this one is appearing a little bit more blue than I expected from how it looked in the bottle. I'm very much looking forward to getting this one on my nails and seeing how it looks out in the wild, maybe under some natural sunlight, just to see how that color really plays. But so impressive, again, that really beautiful quality of the polish finish. So this one, described as Winter Blue, is called Nordic Nights. This next one up, a very pale blue, this one is called Jack Frost. Actually, my eye is almost picking up a little bit of an extra something going on there. It could be a little bit of an iridescent, almost like a shimmer, or almost microflakies. This one is described as a beautiful frosted, soft blue. Here this one is here on my swatch wheel, a very, very pale icy blue. And here it is against my skin tone. And yeah, for whatever reason, my eye seems to be picking up a little bit of an extra like fleck going on in there. Whether it's a little bit of a slightly larger particle shimmer happening than maybe in some of the other ones that I had just held up against my skin there. Or if it could be even the tiniest of microflakes. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. My eye, maybe it's just me too. My eye seems to be picking up a little bit of something extra. Really pretty color. So this one is called Jack Frost. This next one up is the purple in the collection. This one is called Holidaze. Lovely color that I could see myself pulling in springtime. This one is described as a beautiful frosted soft purple. Here is this one on the swatch wheel. And here it is against my skin tone, just a really lovely tone of purple, slightly grayed out. I guess maybe that's just attributed to that pearlized finish though. But again, so flawless. Like I'm really, this color is really appealing to me. This one and also this one as well for these sort of early spring days. Possibly this one as well, although there does seem to be a bit more of an icy look to it with whatever my eye is picking up there, that extra bit of shimmer or sparkle. But yeah, this one is such a beautiful color. Holidaze, again in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. So this beautiful purple is called Holidaze. And yes, I could see myself wearing this one this spring. This final one from this collection, this is actually the only one that at the time of filming, this polish is the only one not available to purchase individually. The rest of these polishes are all available to purchase individually or in the set of 7, except for this one. So the set of 7 is still available, but this one, it must have been sold out individually. I'm not exactly sure. So this one is called White Christmas. Again, my eye is picking up a little bit of an extra fleck happening there, whether it's a larger particle shimmer or perhaps a tiny bit of an iridescent, like microflaky, something like that. But there seems to be something extra in terms of that sparkle. So here is White Christmas on my white swatch wheel. It's not the best way to showcase it, I guess. But here it is against my skin tone. Again, I am seeing like has a lovely, flawless pearl finish. My eyes can't pick up any brush strokes whatsoever. My eyes are detecting that little extra bit of sparkle. Again, I'm not sure if it's the shimmer or if it's perhaps a tiny little microflake, like an iridescent microflake. It is just so pretty. And I may have to try to look for some sort of an excuse to wear a white polish this spring. This one is really something else. So this final one from the Classic Winter Pearl collection, the only one not currently available separately on the website. This one is called White Christmas. So that's it for the first 7 polishes from the Classic Winter Pearl collection. Let's take a look at 7 other polishes from a variety of finishes, just a sampling that caught my eye from the rest of Inspired Senses Polish catalog. The first one up of the next 7. This one is called South Pole Glow. And glow this one does, it's quite amazing. It's got such an iridescence to it. This one is described as a chrome flake nail polish in pink. Now it further goes on to say, this pink ethereal polish can be worn in one coat over another polish. It is a sheerish polish that can benefit from a nude base coat. It shifts every color, yellow, gold, teal, pink. So yeah, you can see there's a lot happening right there in that polish. So according to the recommendation there, I did decide to follow it for this polish and also just one other one. So I chose to swatch this one just as I did the others in 2 coats with a glossy top coat to see what it looks like worn alone. But I also did choose to swatch it over black and also over white. And I just used a single coat of black, and the black that I used was Sally Hansen's Insta Dry, and this one is called Black to Black, and it's color 573. And for the white, again, I just chose to do 1 coat of the white, again, Sally Hansen's Insta Dry, and this one is White on Time, and this one is color 113. So here is the very sparkly and shimmery South Pole Glow on the swatch wheel, swatched out on its own in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And here it is against my skin tone. So much more of a flash of iridescence from those chrome flakes. I hope it's showing up how dazzling it is. It's certainly dazzling in person, that chrome flash, as opposed to this one, which is more pearl and satiny. It's got more of a muted look. This one is wildly electric. here it is as well in one coat over black, and that's over the Sally Hansen Insta Dry Black to Black. Really interesting how it has kind of like a beetle shell, kind of exoskeleton, I guess, like that yellow, green, teal kind of sparkle to this one. Really surprising compared to how this one looks. So this one's just used as a topper in one coat over one coat of black with a glossy top coat as well. And here it is over white, and this is using a base of Sally Hansen Insta Dry White on Time. And this is just, again, one coat of the South Pole Glow on top of the one coat of white, and a glossy top coat as well. And actually I find that this one really, this one's highly electric. There's something about that white base underneath. It really brightens what's happening with South Pole Glow when it's used as a topper. It really is getting kind of washed out on camera, but it has such a pink, almost like mermaidy iridescence happening to it. Really interesting. I'm glad I gave that a try over white and black. So this polish is called South Pole Glow. This next one is called Sunset Sorbet. And this polish is described as a beautiful peach golden pearl nail polish. So here is Sunset Sorbet in two coats with a glossy top coat on my swatch wheel. And here it is against my skin tone. Really sunny. I could see myself pulling this one at the end of spring, moving into summer, throughout the summer, and maybe even heading into fall. Those late summer sunsets is what comes to mind when I see this polish. I think it's a really stunning pearl polish. Again, there's something so magical about that finish. I mean, it's described as a pearl, but I don't see a single hint of brushstroke in that finish. It all seems to be due to that incredible bit of shimmer that has a satiny, silky look to it. So this impressive one is called Sunset Sorbet. This next one up is quite a brilliant color. This one is called Spellweaver. The description that goes along with this one is that it is a pastel chrome shifting coral pink peach. This one is also described as best worn with an undercoat, one coat over black or white, creating an entirely new polish color. And this one's actually from a collection called the Illusionist Collection. And there's a whole series of these ones. I forget how many in total. They were kind of sprinkled throughout the website. So I'd have to go in and kind of go through all the, it was over 200 listings to find how many there are in this collection. But this one just really stood out as being so glowy and quite different from any that I have in my collection to date. Now this one I didn't try over black or white because I think this is one that actually would really benefit from trying over pink or orange, kind of coordinating base colors as well. So I only did this one on my swatch wheel on its own in two coats with a glossy top coat. So here is Spellweaver. It's this one here with quite the iridescent flash to it. This is in two coats with a glossy top coat. And here that one is against my skin tone. Again, a very summery, brilliant color. This one for me is much more like end of spring throughout the summer as opposed to being fall leaning. This one is very vibrant, almost like a neon type shimmer when you get it in certain angles. Really interesting. And I will look forward to playing around with this one over some different base colors. I think not just black and white, but I think this one could really look interesting with maybe even like a lilac color underneath, or a coral, or a pink, an orange. I think the possibilities with this one are really quite something. And if I like the way this one works out, both on its own, but also as a topper, I look forward to hopefully checking out some more in this series from their website. And that is the Illusionist Collection that this one comes from. So this brilliant, shimmery, chrome, the pastel chrome. This one is called Spellweaver. And again, this one is from that Illusionist collection. This next one up is called North Pole Glow. And actually, yes, this one and also South Pole Glow, the pinkish one, these were the first ones to catch my eye. I've actually spotted them a few times on social media being worn by other people. And these were actually the first ones, other than the Winter Pearl collection, that I added to my shopping cart. North Pole Glow is described as a chrome nail polish, and this one also, much like South Pole Glow, is described as recommended to be worn in one coat over another polish. This is a sheer polish and can benefit from a nude base coat. It shifts every color: blue, silver, yellow, green, pink, and gold. Sounds like quite a rainbow, and actually I'm seeing many of those colors as I'm shifting it through my fingers here. So here is North Pole Glow swatched on its own in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And here it is against my skin tone, a really wintry color, very chrome-like. Again, that iridescence is something really special. Quite reminiscent of the South Pole Glow from earlier. This is a polish that I also tried using as a topper over 1 coat of black and 1 coat of white. So here it is, in one coat over black with a glossy top coat. It's incredible, that sort of reddish shift showing up there. I'm seeing, I think my eyes right now are seeing red, orange, gold, and green in that shift with that stripe of like reddish orange through the middle. Really surprising look compared to how this one looked on its own. Really beautiful as a topper. And here it is over white. Again, this one, it really pops when it's over white. That white background really serves to pop out that pale blue. I'm not finding as much of a mermaid iridescence with this one as I did with the South Pole Glow, but still a really interesting effect over white. Yeah, I'm really impressed by these polishes, all of them so far. So this one is North Pole Glow. This next brilliant blue is called Sapphire Sparkle. This polish is described as a blue pearl nail polish. This is another one that I was really excited to see on the website, and actually it is far more vibrant in person than I ever thought. So I'm really excited to show you this one on the swatch wheel. Here this one is, swatched out in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And here it is against my skin tone. So lovely, this color. I don't think I own anything quite like this one. Again, described as a pearl, it's just got this flawless finish to it. When this one arrived, I was kind of hopeful that I could wear this one this winter. This winter was a little bit busy for me, so I didn't end up wearing as many manicures as I was hoping to. But this is so bright and fun. I think I could see myself pulling this for sure in the summer, possibly in the spring. I'm really impressed with the quality of this one in person. Again, it's described as a pearl. I don't see any hint at all of brush strokes. I'm kind of marveling at the quality of these polishes. So this brilliant blue is Sapphire Sparkle. This next one up is another one that I was highly excited to add to my cart. This one is called Rustic Rouge. Such an interesting deep base color with that shimmer. So this one is described as a brown, greenish red pearl nail polish. And I've got to say that rich brown with that green shimmer is really something in person. I've been really loving browns in the last year or so. And this one is everything I had hoped it would be. Here is Rustic Rouge on my swatch wheel. And here it is against my skin tone. Just so interesting with that shimmer. This is probably one that I'm going to wait to wear until probably fall, also winter. Such a cozy color. That addition of the shimmer is just so eye-catching. I'm really impressed again with the quality of this. In what's described as a pearl finish, it doesn't matter whether the base is light or if it's dark. I really don't see any hint of brushstrokes. Really mind-blowing. This really deep, rich brown is called Rustic Rouge. My final polish item was the only magnetic that I picked up. I was trying to sample different finishes from throughout the catalog. This one is called Snow Angels. This one is described as a magnetic polish, green, pink, silver. So unmagnetized, I'm picking up mainly kind of a gunmetal look with silver kind of flecks or sparkle to it. And applying the magnet, I do see a lot of depth coming out as well, nearly blackened, but I'm starting to see some of that green coming out, and at extreme angles, I'm seeing a little bit of the pink. I'll roll it over again. Actually, there's some pink showing up through there, I'm finding. Yeah, a little bit of pink, just a little bit, mainly the green I'm seeing pulled out there. But still, that gunmetal, almost black to silver is very prominent in this one. There's a little bit of that pink flash again. Now, here this one is on my swatch wheel, and I'll talk about that magnetic pattern in just a moment, but here it is in 2 coats with a glossy top coat, and what I did is I applied the magnet after every single coat, so coat 1, coat 2, and the top coat. And I just used a regular top coat. Actually, the top coat was just my regular Essie top coat for this one, not anything fancy. And here this one is against my skin tones, really silvery, and I do see a hint of that green, a really tiny bit of the pink, I think, through the middle there, just a little bit through the middle. Now, I should talk a little bit too about that magnetic pattern that I used, because that is a product that I purchased also from Inspired Scents. So I picked up this. This is called the Magnet Pen. But what got me was it is a flower magnet. Now it has a very light magnetic pull, but it is enough to create those interesting petal shapes. And as I said, this was the polish in only 2 coats, and I got this effect. I did kind of regular to thin coats because that does tend to be how I polish. I think with a 3rd coat, or perhaps the 2nd coat being a little bit heavier, I think you would really get an interesting petal-like effect. So I just kind of held it as it was, and it came up with those little petal lines here. Somehow it actually deflected over there as well. So not bad for being a first attempt with this pen magnet. On the other end, it's got these little dots here, and I'm guessing, just from a clue here, I mean, this is what it shows on the end with a flower, and here's what it shows on that other end with the is it 5 dots there? Anyway, I look forward to playing around with this quite a bit, and I think with more practice I'll get better at using this one. But as a first try, not bad at all for 2 thin coats. I think I got some really interesting results there. So this polish, this final one, is Snow Angels, and this one is the magnetic. So that's it for my polish items. I also purchased a few hand and body care items as well, because that's how I first came to know about this company, through Polish Pickup, through their incredible cuticle salve, and it was in the scent Ichabod's Nail Salve specifically, that was offered around Halloween season. So these are 3 different listings on their website. This first one is the Luxury Hand and Cuticle Butter. And this one is just, I actually opened this one up already. Very, very light in fragrance. I would actually hazard a guess to say that the only fragrance that I'm smelling in this one is just of the components, the ingredients of this hand and cuticle butter itself. So the ingredients in this one are shea butter, coconut oil, cocoa butter, grapeseed oil, rice bran oil, glycerin, soy wax, and arrowroot. and just the lightest, freshest little scent. And actually this is a product that I've never tried before. I'll just try it out a little bit here. Yeah, it is a little bit thicker. It feels very nourishing, but it does disappear in my skin quite well. I look forward to giving my hands some TLC there as winter's turning into spring, just to make sure I start spring with my hands in the best condition. So that's the Luxury Hand and Cuticle Butter. Now this one I picked up because it was another nail salve. I was wondering if it was similar at all to Ichabod salve. I haven't opened this one yet to try it because I have some other salves and other cuticle balms on the go. But this one is named the B&P Soothing Salve. And the ingredients listed for this one are rosehip oil, argan oil, jojoba oil, shea butter, rice bran oil, vitamin E, lavender oil, and soy wax. Again, just the lightest, freshest of scents, really barely noticeable. Probably, I sort of detect a little bit of lavender, probably from the lavender oil. Really lovely. Now, I should mention too that this B&P, I did have to look it up. B&P stands for biters and pickers. And actually, this is a solution that the maker came up with for people who do tend to pick at their nails and things like that, that when that happens, this is considered to be a soothing, healing salve that you can apply, but also before you even get to that point of getting at your skin, applying this instead as a kind of a switch in the habit, and it's applying something nourishing instead of doing something damaging. So I just thought that was really quite lovely. That's not something that that is a concern for me, but I am always looking for really lovely, healing, natural items that I can try out. I do have skin irritations like eczema, so I just thought this one would be a lovely one to try, seeing as though it's got some great ingredients. So this one is the B&P Soothing Salve. The final item here, I won't go in too much detail. I'll just list the 4 items that are in here. But this one is the Healthy Nail Kit. It's huge. And the reason why is I did order the large version of it instead of the small. I figured, you know what, it was on sale. Give them all a go and give it a really good use to decide if this is a set of products that I would enjoy purchasing on their own or another set in the future. So there are 4 items here. This one right here is the Conditioning Cuticle Balm. This one here, the other round vial, this one is called the Hand Moisture Bar. And it's supposed to be quite a solid that you kind of work in with your fingers to turn it more into like an oil or a butter. This one here is called the Sleepy Time Strengthening Rub. It's the Sleepy Time Nail Strengthening Rub, sorry. And there's supposed to be lavender essential oils in there, so really lovely. And this final one is the Rejuvenating Cuticle Elixir. So I'm not quite ready to open these ones up yet, but I very much look forward to giving these a go. I'm so excited. A little bit of pampering to end the winter, heading into spring, just so that my skin and nails can be in the best possible condition. So while this is here, this packaging is really amazing. It's got all the different ways to contact Inspired Scents, Instagram, through email, and also this is their Etsy page where you can shop to your heart's content. There's a lot more information about the company on their Etsy site as well. So I highly encourage you to check it out. I will put all of this information down in the description box for your convenience. So that is it for this enormous haul from Inspired Scents. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I was so excited to share it. I hope you give Inspired Scents a look. I'm really impressed with the offerings I've picked up. I love swatching them, and I can't wait to get more of them on my nails because I'm loving Winter Rose so much. I can't wait to try out these other 13. So I'm wondering, have you tried out Inspired Scents before? Have you tried out their hand and nail products? Have you tried out their polishes? Please feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and your recommendations. I'm already highly impressed, and if you have any recommendations for me, I'd love to know so that I can perhaps make those purchases in the future. If you enjoy haul videos, this is my first one, consider giving this video a like. It lets me know that I'm doing a good job and that you'd like to see content similar to this in the future. Also, if you have any feedback for me about a haul video, about the swatching of it on a swatch wheel or whatever, Please feel free to add all your comments. I love your feedback. I like to produce content that gives us all joy. So thanks in advance for that. Also, if you enjoy nail-related content, please consider subscribing. I release nail-related content as often as I can, and by subscribing, you won't miss out on any of the fun. Thank you so much for joining me for this enormous Inspired Scents haul. Take care. Hopefully I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.